So it's a new year and you're trying to be a better you. So let's go over 10 small habits that you could start in 2024 in order to have a better mindset. So the first item on my list is to engage with people you come across. You know how sometimes we can be less inclined to engage in small talk or just kind of stop and take a moment to talk with those around us? If you view small talk as some type of chore, I would suggest giving it another try or looking at it in a different view. Engaging with people you come across can be something as simple as giving a smile to those you walk past or like saying a good morning. It could also be giving someone a genuine thank you or asking the barista who makes your coffee how they like their coffee or what their favorite coffee is whenever you go into a cafe. It could also be when you're at a restaurant asking the waiter what their favorite item on the menu is, or just taking time to kind of have more of a conversation with someone that isn't like the base level of like hi and thank you, I guess. And I realize with this, with engaging with people, when I take the opportunity to engage with people that I'm around, I feel more a part of where I am. So I'm not just someone who comes and goes and does what they have to do and they leave. I feel more a part of where I am. So that's the benefit that I would take away from engaging with people that you come across just in your everyday life. So habit number 2 is to take a mind dump before you go to sleep. If you're someone that as soon as you're heading to bed, your mind starts racing and you just want to do a million things, take a mind dump. A mind dump can be as simple as writing down a quick to-do list of anything that you think needs to get done right this second. Usually this will happen to me on nights where I feel like I have a lot of more energy, but I also don't want to stay up late. I'll usually write a to-do list of anything that comes to mind of what I think needs to get done. That way the next morning I can see what I wrote down and I can kind of pick and choose from what needs to get done today versus what I can kind of work on as an ongoing project. So yeah, take a mind dump before you go to bed in order to get things off your mind and you're not waking up with a heavy mind in the morning. Habit number 3 would be to take yourself seriously without taking yourself too seriously. Taking yourself seriously is just treating yourself like you're worth it. It's treating yourself to something fancier without reason, and it's understanding that good things are in your proximity and they are in your reach. It's understanding that your goals, your wants, your needs, your schedule, they matter. And not only do they matter in general, but they have to matter to yourself first. The same way you take showing up for work seriously, it's the same way you need to take showing up for yourself seriously. What I mean by not taking yourself too seriously is by giving yourself leeway to make mistakes and learn from it. Giving yourself room to have off days, rest days, and lazy days. Habit number 4 is to make yourself a fun drink every now and then. So one thing I love to do is to make a cute little beverage. For example, take time to elevate your tea game. Get a milk frother and froth your coffee. And get a milk frother and froth your milk for your coffee. Another type of drink that I like to make with my lunch or my dinner is just like mixing and matching juices and sodas. So I'll do a splash of orange juice and then Sprite for a little kick, and then I'll throw in some guava juice just for a tropical umph, and all of a sudden I've made myself a Bahama Mama on the rocks in the middle of winter. Habit number 5 is to focus on what you want to happen and not on what you don't want to happen. This is a little mindset tweak that actually helps to boost your positivity in the long run. For example, before I drive off, I say a prayer. And instead of saying, "Dear God, I pray that there won't be any accidents as I'm going on my way," I'll say, "Dear God, I pray that you would protect me as I go and that you give me patience on the road as I drive." So you see how one sounds more optimistic than the other? That's what I mean when I say to focus on what you want to happen and not on what you don't want to happen. Tip number 6 is to choose a focus question or topic when you journal. Choosing a focus question when I journal helps to keep me on track. Because when I journal, I usually leave it to the moment where I have a lot on my mind, and at that point, my thoughts aren't even clear enough to get into words. But I do have a smaller daily journal that asks me questions for every day of the year. I'm more likely to keep up with that journal because it asks me questions that I wouldn't normally think to ask myself. So having a focus question when you journal can help to redirect your mind from the heavier emotions that you may be feeling to reaching for different aspects of yourself that aren't at the forefront of your mind. Habit number 7 is to have more silent car rides. Incorporating silent drives once in a while gives your mind space to breathe, especially if you're someone that is constantly listening to something or multitasking. Silent car rides give your mind time to think, or not think, or to talk through to yourself what you're thinking about. I like to have silent car rides on days where I've listened to a lot of music or podcasts or YouTube videos. Sometimes I just talk to myself in a different accent. Other times I get creative ideas of what I can do to keep myself entertained with life in general. So if you can, take silent car rides or train rides or bus rides or even walks to clear your head. Habit number 8 is to sit up straight. Every time you get the chance, which is every time your butt hits the chair, sit up straight. The moments where I remember to sit up straight most is during eating and after eating. For some reason, sitting up straight doesn't come naturally to me all the time, so I actively have to remind myself to do so. Another benefit of sitting up straight is that it can help to boost your mood and your confidence. So if you carry yourself like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, you're going to feel like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. But if you carry yourself with your head held high, you're likely to think highly of yourself in your head. Habit number 9 is to have a third place. A third place is somewhere that isn't home or work. It's a place where you can exercise your identity in a third community or social space. So some examples of how to have a third place can be going out with your friends once a week. It could be a hobby that you work on for an hour every day, going to the gym, attending fitness classes, or even going to a cafe. Even if you're going there by yourself, you're still in a place where other people are. It's just giving yourself room to be in a third community and socialize or be in a social space. You can try and find something that works with your interest and see if there's a community for it, and then join and be consistent. The last habit of the video, number 10, is to tell yourself, I can do this, I actually can. You have to be your biggest cheerleader. You gotta speak positively over yourself. Be nice, be gentle, be kind. Just know and expand your mind of what you're capable of and what you're deserving of. Make action steps that are doable for you. Know your limits, but then also push your own boundaries of what you think you could do and try to shoot for higher. Basically, just don't cut yourself short and tell yourself that you can do this because you actually can do this. So those were my 10 habits for how you can have a better mindset as you step into the new year. Happy New Year to all of you guys. I hope that this video kind of gave you some new things that you haven't heard before. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy New Year. That's a wrap. Bye. 'Cause baby, like, ooh.